As we've just seen, drugs make your problems go away. So make it the best day possible. Remember, it's drugs that counts. Take one and take a chance.
Saturday morning cartoons.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome. This is season 2 of Saturday Morning Cartoons on a brand new channel in the brand new world. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? Thanks a lot for tuning in, everyone who made the jump over from the Indie Alliance. You're welcome here on this new channel. So basically, a lot of the difference has to do with the fact that Max and Aria and I really don't want to mince words about the fact that we are Comicsgate. We support Comicsgate. That's the movement that we believe is going to do the most, make the most waves, do the most good in the world. So yeah, unabashedly and uninterruptedly and uncensoredly, that is how we're going to do it from now on. Okay, with me as always is Aria and Max. How are you two?
Yo!
Hey.
Yo!
What's up?
What's up, guys? You like the earrings I chose for today? I've literally got minifigure earrings.
Holy cow, I didn't even notice that.
Oh, lovely. Moving on, let the alarms move, they can hold guns and shit.
Max, are you smoking a little mini smashed up into a joint?
Yes. Moving on, let the alarms move, they can hold guns and shit.
Max, are you smoking a little mini smashed up?
Oh. Yes. Some reverb.
There we go. So I don't know who that was. I think it was me, actually. My lighting doesn't look great. I got to figure that out. Usually this natural light is a good look. Today it's like overly bright. That's okay. I'll sort that for next week. I think next week we'll do an hour later than this as well.
Yeah, it said on the YouTube that it was 3 o'clock.
See, I advertise it as 9 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah,
which it is now. The thing is, and the mistake that I made was that I always forget that. See, I live in Colombia. I always forget that it's not the same as Eastern time during daylight savings time. So there's part of the year where it's the same time, part of the year where it's a year out. Anyway, that doesn't matter. We've got some very, very special guests on this week to talk to us about toys. We got Latif from Graphite Toys.
How's it going?
And we got Tim Latty. So
What's going on?
What's up, Tim? Thanks a lot for coming on here, guys. Basically, I want you guys to show off some of the toys you've made, and I want us all to have a conversation about making toys as part of crowdfunding campaigns for comic books. And then, as always, any viewers can jump in the show if you want. I'm gonna go ahead and put the StreamYard link at the top of the comments. If anyone wants to join us here, you're welcome. So Latif, let's start off with you, man. How did you get into Comicsgate, and how did you get into creating toys?
Oh well, I got into Comicsgate because around like 2012, I started back collecting comics and didn't really understand what was going on, and like everybody was talking about Comicsgate, and I recognized some of the names, and I said, these people can't be as bad as everybody's making it out to be, because all the people saying it, when I check out their artwork, it wouldn't be good.
Yeah, Joe Rogan says never take dating advice from a man that you don't want to have sex with. He says that to women, and that applies very much here as well. Never take reading advice from people whose books look like absolute garbage.
Exactly. So then I got into the toys because I started collecting Muscle Man again. So then yeah, like those little figures.
Oh yeah, dude, I used to have tons of those.
Yeah,
it's
me
like,
too.
and like I didn't know they had a story, and they had a manga that went to it, and a TV show and everything until like 2012. I thought it was just a toy, and the kids make up their own stories, and they were just making characters.
Do you know why you didn't know?
Well,
Because they brought the comic out for it. The comic had a different title, and they brought the comic out in Japan, and I think there was an animation to it as well. But I think Mattel was looking to push out like a new bunch of like cheap toys behind He-Man, and they wanted to use the toys, but they didn't. They couldn't use the cartoon because it was too violent, and they didn't want to go in and re-edit it like Power Rangers. So they just renamed it Muscle Men and then fired them out.
They really should have just took the story because like it was about wrestling, and that was the 80s, and everybody liked wrestling.
Yeah, I'm sure there was a cartoon later on, wasn't there, called Ultimate Muscle?
There was like a reboot of it, but man, it's really unfortunate because that show would have been so popular in the States.
Yeah, no.
Not only because of the it really would have. Not only because of the figures, but also just because Americans love wrestling, dude.
I know.
What about you, Tim?
I'm in a Joey Ryan shirt, so yeah,
there you
man.
go. Yeah, there you go. This is the place. This is the place. So, Tim, how'd you get into making toys?
I'm getting into making toys. This has been something I've been working on for a couple years now. Originally, I like toys. You know what I mean? Like I grew up in the 80s. I grew up in the 90s where everything was just like there was just nothing like it, you know? A few years ago, a buddy and I were trying to pitch to Sony, dude. We wanted to make Ghostbusters toys. Like we were trying to figure out how to get the license and stuff like that.
What, Melissa McCarthy?
Wait, what now?
No.
Well, I mean, it actually would have been Melissa McCarthy. It would have been any of them. Dude, I wanted to do this whole thing where it was the vintage line like continued. I wanted to take the RGB Real Ghostbusters line and just keep
making
like it never stopped. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I got those Mandalorian. I don't want the new Mandalorian stuff. I want the vintage style figures, you know? Like I grabbed them the other day. I got the Tarkin right in front of me. You had to get the board game to get the Tarkin figure. So I wanted to carry on that line, and the girls were in it. But dude, there's just so much. Like the business aspect of that is wild, man. Like you got to get so much insurance and stuff like that so a kid doesn't, kill himself like they did with the Battlestar Galactica toys or Boba Fett. But in that process, we actually made a prototype figure. It's at my buddy's comic shop of Ray Stantz that I designed. And it came out cool. And so when I'm coming back to launch this Indiegogo I got going on right now, it was just brought up in the talks to do a toy for it as well. And it just kind of snowballed into a thing.
Sorry, did you say someone killed themselves with a Battlestar Galactica toy?
Yeah, back in the day. That's why you didn't have rocket firing Boba Fett, because there was a Battlestar Galactica toy that had a little red missile, and I think he shot it into his mouth and choked. So that's when the toy game totally changed back in the day.
Was he like...
That was dark, man.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to think what other way could you shoot yourself.
I'm almost positive. I think it was just like a little kid, but like this is like 70s. But dude, yeah, that's what happened. Like that's why like when you get a toy now, they'll have like this giant, massive friggin' gun on their back and a rope tied to it, and you're like, dude, this is so unrealistic. That's why it's there, dude. It's insurance.
Yeah.
So you have to get like a $4 million insurance, like straight up, like just
Yeah, when I was a kid, those things used to really annoy me. When they make the toys kid friendly, and there's like you said, like a string attached to the bullet or whatever.
Like that was massive. It's unrealistically huge. Yeah,
I get why they do it now, but as a kid, that just like boiled my blood. Buying a really cool action figure and he's got this massive gun that's the size of his head.
Yeah, dude, remember those later G.I. Joes were like that when they get into the more neon, they ended up getting these giant guns with them. And now it's friggin' Nerf. Now you go get a Star Wars toy from Hasbro, they got a Nerf gun on the bottom, which I don't hate because I shoot it at my cat and stuff, but it's not, things have changed in the last like 30 years as far as the big companies go.
That's why I make it a point to always put the word adult in all my catchphrases, like encouraging adult learning through play, so people know it's not for kids. Because I didn't want to have to deal with any of that kind of stuff.
And well, I mean, it's something you don't think about initially. And then when you get now what happens is there's a guy. Do y'all remember Sectars from back in the day? I don't know how old everybody is. Boy knows. Dude, there's a guy, Zika Toys, Z-I-C-A, who got the license for his Sectars, and he's just killing those, dude. Like, he's making incredible toys out there, crowdfunding them too. He's trying to crowdfund them. And I started talking to him. I just reached out to him. He was a cool dude from Tennessee. And I ended up hooking up with his designer, and that's when we moved over to. He designed a toy for us for the Indiegogo we got going on right now, and just seeing the behind the scenes of that, like modern articulation, how much detail is involved, how much
so what's your
how much engineering is involved. Go ahead.
What's your team, Tim? Who does what?
So it's a small team. It's Team Laddie. But I'll design the figure, and then I send it over to a guy, Adrian Melton, who became a buddy of mine, and he is just unbelievably talented. Unbelievably talented. He did the Sectars toys. He's done a bunch of other stuff. There were a lot of days we just sat here, and I watched him in Skype using ZBrush and modeling, and it was friggin' wild, dude. Like, because I'm coming from 2D, and to see what he's doing, I know what I want in my head, but to see it, it's just a different medium, So that's it. After that, we're that's the stage we're at right now. Now we're trying to get it funded, and then we get the figures produced.
You're making the figure for what's the name of that campaign? Night
Stars. Yeah, Night Stars. So fun all ages book, and we had a cool figure. It is beautiful if you can see it. Yeah.
Do you have one?
After so I have a 3D printer. That's what I was going to say next. I have the files, so I've been printing out the figure just to like play around with it and stuff.
Which machine?
I got a so basically it's going to be an Ender 3, but it's an Elegoo. I got I lucked out and got the Neptune 2.
Oh, really?
Great, bro. These Neptune 2s come on Amazon and they're gone in like 30 minutes. Like, it's fast, man.
And people
nothing to me. I don't know my 3D printers.
Dude, everybody's getting on them, but I'm sitting over here printing out friggin' snow troopers and stormtroopers.
We're gonna have to learn
just the army build. You know what I mean? Just for fun, just the army build. And 3D printing's the future. 3D printing's going to change toys. I guarantee you.
How much does it cost on average for just like a little muscle man sized figure?
Pennies. And dude, look, and you were talking about muscle men. I got a bunch of muscle men behind me. I put them in a gumball machine, and they're all. I have them looking like they're coming out the gumball machine.
That's amazing. Could you show that on the show? That would be so dope. I got my dudes lined up behind me, but you can't see him because I didn't plan this very well.
I'm just gonna take
I don't have any more muscle men anymore. I went through a phase of melting stuff when I was a little kid.
This is my
childhood.
childhood.
Your muscle men?
Yeah.
That's sacrilege.
I was a pyromania.
So there it is, dude.
I still am.
Childhood gumball machine, bro, full of muscle men. So I don't know. It's a cool display.
Can you take? I see. But you can't take one out.
Tim, I had some stick. I don't know where I got this 80s.
Man, they look big.
Oh, that's tight.
No, these are normal muscle men.
Maybe I misremember. It's been a long time, man.
Yeah.
It's it might be the glass. It's refracting them.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean these are them. Where's it at?
Yeah, those.
So I had it like they're like falling out.
Yeah. That's
They do look like on reflection. Like I remember them being like tiny, but then looking at them now, they're a lot bigger than how I remember them as a kid.
I didn't even know what they were called as a kid. They were just.
I had no idea.
In the UK, they were just called muscle men.
Yeah,
I had tons.
Right.
I know this guy, right? And
dude, that thing's huge, dude. Yeah.
Oh, hang on, I've got him.
There's this guy named War Duck Pro, and
oh, you know the names.
Look at his little chin.
Well, he's a guy on Twitter. I mean on Instagram, and he gets the scans. Somehow he scans muscle men and he prints them out on his Elegoo. And he prints them out in giant sizes and
very cool.
So what are those? Are resin? Those are going to be resin then, huh?
Yeah, these are resin prints.
Yeah, crazy, man.
Wait, are those are bootlegs?
Yeah, these are bootlegs. This is a guy that
awesome.
Dude, y'all, the 3D game is changing everything. I promise you, man. Dude, you can go on Thingiverse or Cults 3D. And I've been buying, there's this dude, Desert Octopus. I'm buying like foot soldier models. They're making them so you can just snap them together.
Yeah.
Hold up. Hey, here's my figure. So you can kind of see what we're doing. This is just me on my home 3D printer, you know?
Nice.
It's kind of hard to see with the light hitting it, so.
No, I see it.
Yeah, that's
What's the articulation, dude? It is articulated, right?
That's it.
Yeah. So it'll be fully articulated. But again, I'm doing this. So that's another process of toys is you're going to have tooling.
Dude,
and the tooling
really
is the articulation part, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the expensive part when you're making
Fuck,
toys.
man, I want to do one of them for Roken.
Yeah, I definitely.
Right, but the tooling is like $20K, and you got to do it twice.
Right.
Like that's what I heard. I heard that like you almost never get away with doing it once. Right. So that's why back in the day, you're going to have Masters of the Universe figures or something like that. They're all going to have the same body, and they just pop on a different rubber head because they're saving in the tooling process.
Right.
That's why you're going to have this. That's why you're going to have Batman in like a million different uniforms. It's the same thing.
Well, that's what they used to do.
Because you just add over top of the parts that don't have the articulation.
Right. Like, dude, you paint some camo armor, and you got camo Batman now. You got white. You got Arctic Batman. You know.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they went through that phase in the 80s where every toy had to have a hologram on it?
I like all those.
Yeah, I do as well.
Visionaries and all that kind of stuff. Hell yeah, man.
I was trying to think how I could possibly incorporate it into something that we did. I love all that stuff.
No, that's doable. That's really doable. Just to have a sticker on the toy. That's totally doable.
There were these figures out called Supernaturals, and it was like do you remember them? And you could take the full front off, and it was like the whole body was a hologram that you could change.
Right. I think it was Tycho. I think Tycho made them. Yeah.
I used to love them.
Yeah, those were sick.
Imagine, just like we're doing comics now, just like you're doing Indiegogos and web comics are a big thing. Dude, I'm telling y'all, bro, I think 3D printing's, as soon as they can figure out RGB, as soon as they can figure out color, like you do on a normal printer, dude, you ain't going to the store no more. You know what I mean? Like you just gonna print. It's gonna be like Jetsons. You're gonna press a button and be like, "Oh, I want that whatever figure."
Yeah.
The next level of 3D printing will probably be an AI that can just smart support the figure, so you don't have to support anything. It'll just figure out where to add supports while it's printing on the go.
Right, that's another thing that you see. You know, your 3D printing. Yeah, supports is a whole nother battle, dude. Like how you lay it on the tray, dude. I've effed up a ton of 3D models, bro, because I didn't lay them down right.
Graphite toys. You almost.
I think I got a print coming out. I go to look. I take it out. I clean everything off, and I'm like, oh.
Right. Or if it comes off, usually what I do is I spray some Aquanet. I'll spray some hairspray on there, and that'll keep it on the tray. That way they don't like spin off and go crazy. But look, dude, dude, they got dudes making stormtroopers. I'm gonna do the light thing again. But they got dudes making stormtroopers with removable sand trooper armor and stuff like that.
Oh shit.
Dude, it is wild, bro.
Somebody made that based on a 3D drawing?
So what they did is they're scanning in the stormtrooper from the toy, okay? So there's the Desert Octopus. Then they're changing they're making it so it's snap-on, so you can snap it on. So they changed the engineering, and then they designed the friggin' Sand Trooper armor that you can just pop on top. So that's your regular vintage Stormtrooper with like custom. Why is Hasbro not doing this? Why is Hasbro not making this stuff, bro?
That would be really good.
You can get it. You can get this file for like $2-3. Yeah. You get a giant spool of 3D printing stuff for $25 off of Amazon that lasts you friggin' forever. And dude, I'm just like I said, I got an AT-AT I'm restoring, and I'm just gonna fill it up with snow troopers, dude, and just have a cool display.
Cool. Yeah, once you scan it, you can.
Hasbro's done, dude. These dudes are done, man. I'm telling you. And if you can figure out a way to do that with the tooling process, that's the only thing I'm trying to figure out. Is there a way to like make tooling easier by using 3D? Again, that's where the money's at. That's where the money gets you.
Latif thinks it's going to be AI in the future. Go ahead.
Like say you want to figure like the Star Wars one, right? you download one of those figures and you just build over top that figure and just leave the tooling, leave all the articulation parts clean. And then when you print that out, it's gonna print it with the what do you call it? With the fittings. But you built over top of it, and nobody can recognize that you built over top that figure.
Right.
Whose is the K9?
See what I mean? Like say like his or like the part right here where his arm is. You can just model over top of it, but then before you print it, you just cut that part out, and then you delete their figure, and then you have your model. But you still have the fitting.
Dude,
right
it's
there.
so wild. It's so wild. I just watch like Uncle Jesse all day on YouTube. I watch all these YouTube guys, and I'm just like, dude, this is nuts, man. I'm telling you, dude, it's Jetsons. You're gonna go to the fridge. You're gonna go press the button. You're gonna order it off your phone. It's just gonna print out in the other room. You know.
Well, Latif was.
Oh, that would be sick.
It's coming. It's okay. It's good bet. Good bet.
Yeah.
That eliminates the need for tooling when you're doing like small scale figures, you know? Like
it would eliminate the tooling is like a big metal metal thing, and then you pump the stuff in there. So yeah, it would eliminate it because you're just going straight to your machine and just printing it out. The problem is not everybody has a 3D printer. You know what I mean? I think we're just at the very, very beginning of this.
Yeah, what I was saying is currently that is a good solution for, small time figures. Say you would sell less than 100 pieces, you could print those out yourself easy. Obviously, different
absolutely
market with them if you want to go to mass market, because no one's going to have the facility to 3D print, thousands and thousands of figures, and then pump them up.
How much does it cost? Show them off real quick because we haven't even done that. Show off the tailless Keshi if you would, and how much does it cost you guys to print those out?
Latif could probably tell you about the costs more, but we.
For these,
and that's resin too, huh? What you're holding
this
up?
is a resin print. They cost about.
Yeah, it's about the same size as the Kuniku.
Oh, yeah,
Kiniku, man.
Yeah, these cost.
I say Kiniku, man.
I would say about like maybe like 5 to 10 each. But once you get it to come out right, then it's only like $1 each because you just print it. But it just costs a little bit to try to get test prints out and get it to look right.
Yeah. Let's show this quickly. Like you see a difference here, how I can squish this guy, right? Like he's squishy. Taylor currently isn't because he's What we're going for is we've sold over 30 of this guy now, right? What we're going for is I put it on my Twitter. Once we sell 50 of him, we'll upgrade him so he's like this proper rubberized material.
So how do you do that though? What's the upgrade process?
That's a question.
It's like different.
Oh, that's
it's a different material.
Yeah,
right.
Material.
That's all it is. It's just different material. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you make a mold and then you just pour the mold and you use rubber instead of resin.
Okay, so all right, yeah, so that's not 3D printed. That's a mold.
Well, that's a print,
okay.
But you can make a mold out of that.
Right.
Make a mold out of that, and then you can have like rubber. You can have a whole bunch of different materials, but like this is like the rubber from the LJN wrestlers. It's like flexible, but not too flexible.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the right material. And Latif, when you make them, okay, so you have two ways to make them. One way is to print them, and one way is with the mold.
Right.
Do they come out? They come out the same, right? Either way.
Yeah, they come out the same either way. But when you get the print, it's good to print it because you can print 3 and then make a mold of all 3 of those, and then you can produce 3 in one pour. See what
I see. I see what you're saying. So that guy that does old Muscle Man figures, what is it? He just made molds from his original collection.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah.
This guy, he got me started into 3D printing, and he basically has his collection of Muscle Men. He has a scanner. He scans them in and then builds over top of the muscles and adds little things like how this guy, he has like brass knuckles and stuff, but it's the same exact muscle.
Oh, so he customizes them.
I got the original here. He doesn't have those.
Customizes them, and he makes amalgams of them. Like he puts like a head of a different muscle onto another body and stuff like that. And he prints them out at like giant sizes. You can do any size you want. And that's
it's called photogrammetry. It's photogrammetry, bro. So you go. There's programs, there's free software because they use them at colleges now. Some colleges, you can just go download it. And you just got to take like 100, 200 pictures with your phone going around an object. You can go anywhere and do it. You can go a statue out in the, downtown or whatever. And then you bring it in the computer and it just puts the pieces together. And that's what everybody's doing, dude. They're just scanning their old toys.
Right.
What's that going to do to the vintage market? You know what I mean? People are just going to – I'm doing that. I'm just replacing parts now off of 3D stuff, like a Sky Striker. You can just go download all the missing parts.
But what I'd like to do –
But it actually increases the value of the vintage stuff because now it's going to be a thing where is this all vintage or is this refurbished?
What it does is it creates
like a car.
Issue.
Right, exactly.
It creates a question of whether or not your Mini is authentic or not.
Exactly. Because a lot of people are
these yours, Aria?
Yeah. So I thought this was relevant to what we're talking about right now. Right. I collect these guys from Doctor Who. They're the Sontarans, right? Like everyone hates these characters, but they're my favorite aliens from Doctor Who, right? So these are not really minifigures. I know that's the topic today, but they're kind of mini because Doctor Who figures are 5 inches, right? So they don't really fit in with any, big line. Like Star Wars are 3 3/4, Marvel Legends are 6 inch. So they're like a weird middle ground. And then the Sontarans,
they were a little over.
Yeah.
They were about an inch over the mini, but they still fit in.
Yeah. But then the Sontarans, they are small. They're smaller than humans. So these figures are smaller than the regular 5-inch figures, right? So they're about 4 inches, right? Anyway, like
same as me, yeah.
Yeah, like I exclusively collect these characters. Like he's the one I got in my earring right now. Like I collect any toy of this character, right?
So nice.
The army. But you can see like 2 of them there have. I took the sombrero off the whiskey bottles to give them helmets, right? Because I got them secondhand. They didn't come with all the parts, right? So the 2 Mexican sometimes, like if I had the 3D print right now, I could just scan the helmets off the other figures,
right?
Replace the parts really easy,
and then mix and match them. What I'd like to do is replace all my old Kinnikuman musclemen, all the ones I used to have when I was a kid. That whether I melted them like an absolute madman like Max did, or whether the dog ate them, or whether the mom sold them at a garage sale. I don't know. I don't have them joints anymore, but I wish I had them. I don't know what I want more. I don't know whether I want a complete collection or whether I would prefer to just replace all the ones I used to have. But I think the day is coming very soon when you can just go to a website on demand and just click on the catalog of all the ones you want printed, and then it tells you how much that's going to cost, and then you make it.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think we're here. With some stuff, we're here. Like vintage Star Wars figures, you can do that now, man, and you just download them to your computer. Take the STL file, put it in Cura. Yeah,
we're here. It's just not mass adopted yet, but that's good because we're doing it now.
And it's funny because it's all it's people like us, like toy collectors that are getting into it, and then it's board game people, dude. Board game people are way more in they're just making their miniatures.
Oh yeah.
And it's cool because they have some Star Wars games, Star Wars Legion, I think. Yeah. And they're making cool like mini, I don't know, I guess like little buildings and stuff like that. Yeah, environments. But you can just take them and upscale them and then use them for your own displays if you want to do that.
The Games Workshop 3D printing stuff. If you can print your own stuff doing that. Oh, sorry, mate.
Let's try to have one person at a time talking.
I didn't hear him talking. You go ahead,
okay, Max. Go ahead. No, you're good, Max.
Being able to print your own 3D sort of Games Workshop minis will probably affect like art shops and comic shops, because when you go there now, it's like where it used to be just like buying stuff for your artwork, like paintbrushes and pens or comics and stuff like that. About 80% of the shop now is taken up by Games Workshop stuff, and it tends to keep a lot. Certainly over in England, I don't know what it's like in America, but the little mini figures tend to keep those little shops afloat. So I do wonder if the rise in printing your own stuff, especially Games Workshop, will be like one of the final nails in the coffins for them for those sorts of shops.
Same goes for Funko Pops. Like any comic book shop now is just 90. At least 2 walls of a 4-wall comic shop are just covered in Funko Pop.
Yeah.
You can do the same again. 3D printer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just that's a big community. People want their own figures and stuff.
Man,
the comic shop that I know. The comic shop that I know that's doing this best work or doing the best in sales, they're just flipping stuff. Like that's where they make all their money. They're not making it off of new things.
No,
but they do. But to your point, they do have a massive game section that's just like foreign to me. I just look at it and I'm like, well, I don't even know what this is.
I love the designs. I'm not into the game. I just love the designs and stuff. I've got a few mates that purchase all that stuff. But I do know, I used to know a few people that ran those sorts of stores, and they would tell me that a lot of their revenue comes from that. At least it did.
Yeah, I think our comic book scene over here is very different to the United States. Like, it's so much smaller than it seems over there. And, it's not even centered around comics anymore. It's definitely the minifigures, like Matt says, and Funko Pops, and, anything that comes from Netflix now, like the FU and all that,
Well, what happens mostly in comic shops in the States is that they make most of their money on back issues, like collectors searching through comic book shops to see what they can find, but they're not making that much money on current ongoing series, which is ostensibly what they're supposed to be making, where they're supposed to be making their money. So I see that going one of two ways. Either these shops just end up shutting down, except for really big ones, or they start carrying new issues of other books that people actually want to read, like Tailless and Outer Space and Rokon, which I don't know. That might mean they would, right? Because that's the thing. Like, at the end of the day, it's all about the bottom line, right? Like, you can have whatever opinion and vindictive agenda that you want, but if you're not making money, you're gonna have to change. I think we're seeing that with the Fandom Menace, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna go ahead with the Mandalorian season 3 and make those sequel movies not canonical anymore. And it's a little wonder why they're doing that. It's because they need to make money. At the end of the day, the franchise has to be profitable.
Right, exactly. And it might be a pattern though. They'll get serious for a while, make some money, and then they might try to shit on everybody again. They'll get abandoned again. Then they'll try to get they'll just
comes in waves, doesn't it?
Yeah, it do. So Aria was showing off his toys. I have a bunch of toys here. I'm in Colombia, as you may or may not know, so I don't really have all me toys that I grew up with, but I've been collecting these little figurines that come in yogurts. There's an animal series.
Make yourself full screen.
There's a monster series. I'm gonna do something even cooler, Aria. I set up a little diorama of I thought it would put us all on the side. Whatever, I'll figure that out for next show. I set up a little diorama with some of the toys that I've been collecting. Here you can see a common, ordinary occurrence in certain parts of Colombia. This is more common in the Amazon regions. Right. Basically, what this is this is a sloth strip club. So we have 2 sloth strippers doing their thing. I had to blur out their nipples, obviously. Then we got a howler monkey and a caiman and a turtle and a centaur.
Bro, you can get
dropping bills.
What are they stripping on? Is that your
those, man? Like those Colombian minis? Like a lot of the toy collectors, they look for those.
You saying crazy. I could resell these, Latif?
Yeah, you can get a lot of money because like in the toy groups, like people are always looking for those because they're hard to get. You can't really get them in the States. You can't. Get them
word.
Yeah.
You better start eating some more yogurt, man.
Bro, I've got a lot of repeats, man, because you don't know which toy is gonna appear.
Right.
So like I have like two dolphins. I don't know how many frogs I have.
No.
How many turtles do you have?
Nice.
How many what?
Turtles.
What
you could
turtles?
is
I have one turtle.
get a bunch of turtles, send them to Max to paint up in his style, and you've got yourself Rokan merch.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Actually, yeah, I have one little turtle and one big turtle. So like what Max could do with the bigger turtle, I have one that's like twice the size of this, is like Max could paint. I could probably even do that. I painted Gamdil banners on this ship to make it in universe for Rokan.
Cool.
And we're just gonna sell that. Pretend it's
pretend we made it. Exactly. No, but that's a good idea because you don't know which figure is going to come in each yogurt.
Right.
So I've got repeats of a lot of them, or I have the same figure in different colors. You know,
they stopped doing that in the UK now. Like packing toys and all that.
Figures like that, and then like any monster figures that you see out there. People look for those a lot because they're almost impossible to find outside of Colombia.
Crazy, dude. I never heard about any of this.
Colombia's like a hub for minis, I think. I feel like there's a huge mini community here.
Yeah,
I don't know why here specifically, but there seems to be.
True.
There's like groups, like people will be on Facebook or on like Craigslist showing pictures of like, these are the ones that I have available to trade. Like I'm missing this one because everyone wants to get the full collection.
Well, the key would be, like from a business standpoint of doing a crowdfunder, would be sort of tapping in your particular comic aesthetic into a certain genre of minis. So if you work for Rokan because it's fantasy, you push it to all those sorts of fantasy mini fans. And with Tailless, it would be something more closer to 40k, maybe. It's a bit space, isn't it?
Yeah.
And more figures and stuff like that. And the muscle men, like you say.
Well, I think the tail
is... You've got that 80s toy aesthetic going on with your
the ideal figures that I want to go for Tailless is like the original Ninja Turtles, you know?
Yeah.
Like we were saying this on the last show we did, where they had like the pack-in weapons that were like super generic.
Right.
Like even though that's not specific and it like wouldn't go in today's toy market.
Yeah.
That's what I like because it's nostalgic, you know. Like the cost cut-in measures are part of the fun for me.
So wait a minute, Aria, because are you talking about a different toy line down the line of like Ninja Turtle size? Because the figure that you made looks to me like you could do a series of tailless characters in like the Muscle Man style.
Yeah, well, that's
a whole series of them.
This was like test the waters, you know. Easier than getting an articulated figure done, and if it flopped, you know, it's not a huge investment, but it's done really well. So the plan is to I'm developing Blackness Comics now into sort of a publishing house, right? The next book that comes out of Blackness Comics won't be from me. It's from actually my friend, the Graphic Goose, right? I'm just publishing it through my imprint. So we're going to get the next two Keshi Tailless figures made up eventually. But then the next one will be a Keshi figure for his campaign, right? So what I want is every Blackness book to have a Keshi figure. But what I was meaning just then was like Tailless is written like an 80s or 90s toy ad, right? So really the figure should be more like the Ninja Turtles or the Masters of the Universe, that sort of vibe, you know?
Have you checked out the Bucky O'Hare toys?
Yeah, you know what? The originals, I absolutely hate them.
Yeah, do you?
I think they look too childish for what they are. But the new ones that I think is it NECA that's bringing them out? I'm not sure. I don't remember the company. But the new ones are like hyper articulated, but they look exactly like the originals, but they're super articulated. absolutely.
Yeah, that's connected.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I forget what the girl was called, the female with all the silver armor. She never had a figure in the original wave. They brought it out in the new next wave. That's absolutely amazing.
So the next goal would be to make the articulated.
Yeah, articulated next. We'll see. I want to come up with something cool. I want it to be like really nostalgic. I want these figures to be kind of immersive beyond just the fact that you're getting an action figure. I want it to feel like, flashback to the 80s or 90s when action figures were legit.
5-point articulation, right? Like,
yeah.
So Tim, realistically, what are we looking at to get a figure like that? Like the old Ninja Turtle size? Well, I guess similar to the one you did. What's that character called that you made, Tim?
It's Leslie. It's from my comic Night Stars.
Night Stars, that's right.
So it would have a removable head and stuff like that. So you're looking at $20K per tooling. If you can sneak away with one, that would be great. We're trying to figure out, again, how much can 3D... I saw something the other day where somebody took the tooling, the metal things, but then they put a plate inside of it from a 3D printed mold. And they were doing it like that. And I'm like, is this something? Like, is this a way to do it? Then like cost per unit, dude, it's like $2 or $3 from China. I don't know how this is all we were looking all this stuff up before the canal fiasco or whatever was going on. So I know trade things are different now, but once you get past tooling, it's not that bad. And what we're doing is that anybody that gets in at the $50 level, if we hit that stretch goal, you just get a free figure, and we would actually lose money in that process. So we wouldn't lose money, but we would lose profit, but I want to do the toy. I'm just a fan of
having the toy.
Dude, what you want, dude? A couple of, definitely money's great. Money's awesome. Or you want your own toy. You know what I mean, dude? Like, exactly. Whatever, dude. I'll go deliver paper or cut somebody's effing grass. I want the toy. Yeah, so it's just kind of tricky to figure out the financials. But that's I would look to what they're doing over there. They got a few people on Instagram I follow. Zika Toys, ZICA, Uru Toys. I think it's like HURU. They were making like awesome Hummer things for G.I. Joe figures. So in my mind, just like you back Indiegogos because you want to support like the underground or you want to support that movement or whatever, whatever your motivation is, bro, go do that to the toys too. These dudes are doing this with toys and they need a lot more money than it is to print a book. Man, I'm telling you that I think it was called like Night Wolf. Dude, it was unbelievable this thing these guys were making.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. And they have like those fluorescent colors and they're like werewolves. And I think I seen that.
Dude, it was like a Hummer. It was like this friggin' Hummer thing that you put G.I. Joes in. And it looked like something, it looked better than what Hasbro was putting out. It was friggin' rolling, bro. I backed it. They didn't get their goal, which is a shame. I hope they do it again. I hope they can get the word out and do it again. Right. But I think we're still early on in the movement. I think everything is still so ground level.
What you guys should do is when you see a cool campaign or something, or like a cool Instagram account, is let Ben know, and then
let me know.
Get them on the guests,
Yeah. So for this new show, I mean, especially starting off season 2, I want to expand. I want this show to be a place for us to get together and hang out and share information with each other, because we're trying to do cool things, especially with these toys. So I really want, like Aria said, the other book that's going to be on Blackness Comics, they're going to have Keshi figures. I want a Keshi figure of Rokon. So we all need to be in touch with each other. And like I feel like, we need to be in touch with Team Laddie too, man. We need that knowledge that y'all have.
Hit me up, dude. I'm definitely. I'm easy to get in touch with. Look, you hit me up yesterday. I'm like, let's go, man. I'll wake up, drink some coffee. And look, I just put Zika Toys in the chat if you want to go check out. Look, I get nothing from this, dude. This dude's just killing it. It's right. He should be getting more people should be backing him. Stop buying garbage from all these companies that are hustling you. Go, dude. This dude's just a normal guy out in Tennessee, man. Killing it, dude.
And a lot of the indie toys, like, they got a better quality to them. Like, I noticed with Mattel and Hasbro, they're starting to use cheaper plastics, and they're lighter. When you sometimes you pull them out of the package and the arms break off. Like they're not even putting any care into it.
Well, supposedly, that's notorious with what you call them? God, what is their name? The one that's on the Silverhawks toy, Super 7. Like,
that's why
Michael French and all those retro blasting dudes are bashing them all the time. They're saying like quality's.
Keep you around. Tim, is this what you're talking about? This is Zika Toys?
That's Zika Toys, dude. Yeah.
So this is your boy. This is the guy that makes
man. He's awesome, dude. And he's doing this all ground up, man.
There's a toy on that site called the Okies, and they're like muscle men, but they got like Dick Tracy, Bass Reeves, and a few other.
No way.
They got Bass Reeves.
Yeah, there's a muscle man of them on that site.
No, I want one of those.
That was a good book, dude. Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's say hi to Alzamat, who seems to have discovered our channel. Like he hasn't come from the regular crowd. So hey, dude, thanks for showing up.
I'm about to put
Alzamat Films.
Elazmat's in the chat. What's up, Elazmat? Jump on the stream, boy. Click on that stream, y'all.
You know what? There used to be like a stigma against knockoff toys. I remember when I was younger, I used to be into collecting knockoff Transformers, right? But it was like everyone would like warn you that it was, fake cheap stuff. But like now, that's the cool. Like
now
toys are free, like people just making them like in the living rooms and 3D printing stuff, It's like
and collectors search hell and high water for knockoffs.
Dude, somebody made a faker Yoda. They're coming out with a faker Yoda, like the He-Man fake. Dude, I saw it last night. I forget who it was, and I was just like, how much? What do you want? Where do I send my money?
I got one of these unlicensed like Chinese ripoffs of Grogu.
Looks great, honestly.
They look the same. You can't tell the difference.
Yeah, but what Disney's putting out, why would you go to Disney to get one? Go to bloody.
Get some.
Support the underground. Support the people. It's like getting a T-shirt from a band you see at somewhere. You know what I mean? Like support these people that are trying to come up. Because what happens is if that's when you start getting compromised. You know what I mean? When you have to go to like another company or whatever, and then you get all kinds of cooks in the kitchen. They want to change stuff. So it's kind of like getting the most pure, creator's mind to the. To the table or whatever, but that one's cool too.
This is Sterling Silver. There's this guy.
Silver Samurai or something. That's awesome.
It's one of the muscle men.
That's cool.
It's Satan Cross, but there's this guy in Canada named Sean Skydriven, I think his name is pronounced, and he'll make any muscle in silver or gold or whatever.
Oh wow!
But he collects these things too, so he makes like charms and he makes different toys, but in silver or copper or whatever you want.
I just realized I recognize Alzamat. I follow him on Instagram.
Oh, okay, cool.
The Road Warrior Drake guy, aren't you?
That's me and the Flesh. How you guys doing today?
Hey, dude. Thanks for coming on, man.
So you guys are doing so let me get straight. So you guys are making your own action figures, toys, kind of like how we do with the graphic novels and comics.
Yes, and we want to make them.
I'm doing both, but I'm trying to do it 80s style, where toy and comic come out at the same time.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. The idea here is that every issue of our book, you get a figure. That's what we're going for.
That's sweet. Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, if you see my collection, I don't have the biggest collection, but I love my Masters Universe. I love my Transformers. I love my Godzilla. So I got my set of figures that I collect. But yeah, I mean, the quality has definitely gone down. More plastic, less die cast. More reliance on Chinese factories in China with their sweatshops and their, cutting corners and who knows what else they're putting in these materials.
And
blood.
Yeah, and
you gotta have the suicide nets outside the windows and stuff. Yeah, man.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But I own a couple of like third-party figures, and I'm like, you know what? They're pricey, but they're worth it because the quality of material that they use and the care that goes into it. And I'm like, you know what? It would actually be helpful to the community if there's a movement of people that would actually make real quality action figures. I've always maintained that, being in CG, like we need more action figures.
That's what we're trying to do.
Literally,
Don't you want a little rubber figurine of Road Warrior Drake, bro?
So I won't say much, but let's say that's something in the works right now. I'm on top of that, believe it or not. But I'm open. I'm actually open to see what I can do as far as having more figures of Drake. So I never turned down a good deal. I think that we have an opportunity to corner a market that's in dire need right now.
Exactly.
If you look at the Marvel Legends right now, I mean, unless you're a purist, some of these figures are not enticing.
Right.
Who wants to play close Loki, for example?
Yeah, and for the price point as well that like Hasbro is putting out, like $20 for a crappy figure.
Right.
Yeah.
I used to go.
They got that. My bad, but they got that Mandarin Spawn, and I think the Spawn toys are beautiful. The tie, all that stuff, but it's like $50 for the deluxe one. Like, I mean, now it's just getting crazy, dude. Those Ghostbuster reissue figures. Don't get me Sony, but dude, they're $15 for the. Right. You paying $20 a figure for friggin' Slimer from 1984.
It's kind of a lot.
It's a nostalgia aspect more than anything with those figures. I mean, there is definitely a market for that, but right now
they know you're gonna buy it. They know you're gonna buy it. So stop doing it. Right. So go to Zika Toys, go to Uru Toys or something like that.
The thing is, like, there's a market for like high end, pricey items for collectors, and there are collectors that will spring for that. But we're doing something different. We want people to have our toys and our books and read our books and play with our toys. So we want them to be accessible. Because like everyone that reads Rokon, I want to buy a Rokon figure as soon as it's available.
Because you want a new toy with a new concept, not a reissue of.
Exactly.
Now, do you have the figure available right now for view, or is it like in the development stages?
We got a Keshi figure of Tailless.
There's Tailless.
Yeah, I got a Night Stars. Hold up.
You should post a look in the chat. Oh wow, okay. Oh, nice. Yeah, I used to collect muscle figures. I like that
with classic muscle figures.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, that's a good idea. Like those kind of figurines with like comic characters, like that. That's something that I think would definitely sell.
And there's mine.
Look at that.
So, dude, this is a gorgeous sculpt, man.
Nice.
Is that beautiful?
That's dope.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Beautiful.
That is incredible. And yeah,
I agree. Modern action figure. And dude, this is just me on my
right
3D printer at home. This is just me playing around with the STL file. The real file is insane.
Let me mute my mic for a second, guys. I'll be right back. Let me mute my mic.
Actually, I have a GIF version. Let's see.
Yeah, man.
I see on your campaign
I got a bunch of these frogs. Latif, you really think motherfuckers in the States are trying to buy these frogs from me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, any minifigure like that from.
I got tons of these joints.
Look, check that link, dude. That's just to see the quality of the work this guy Adrian Melton was doing for the figure, because me holding up that PLA version doesn't do it justice at all.
Yeah, bro, let's do that again. Aria with the screen share, always quick on the draw. Aria, that's why
that was very fast.
Yeah, that's sick.
But I mean, dude, this guy, for the price of what he deserves to be making more money. And then you would just send that right over to China. You'd send that file right there, right straight into tooling.
So everyone that gets a physical copy of Night Stars gets a free figure.
Yeah, as the stretch goal. If you go over $50, you would get a free figure. That's the game plan.
What's the goal?
You get the figure.
We'd be looking at pretty high up there unless we could figure out something. So in the 70s. Right now, I'm just trying to get to 10K. We're just trying to get funded, and then once we go in demand, we'll just go. There's going to be stretch goals in between as we move our way up. But the idea is that you want a free toy, dude. So $50, you get a 125-page graphic novel hardcover.
Okay,
you get like a T-shirt. So $25 for that. $25 for a T-shirt. And then you have the opportunity of getting a free figure plus the stickers that come with it. The idea is that, dude, go tell your friends. Go tell, we're hoping that it would spread. Hey, you want the free toy? Let people know. And again, we don't make, I'm not going getting my Lamborghini after we make this toy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm calling Lyft.
That's a lot more than you'll get from like Marvel or DC or anybody like that. It's a lot.
Because I care. I just want to make toys, bro. Like I don't, you know, it's not about, dude,
Right.
Anybody that's been doing this, I'm almost 40 years old. I'm gonna be 40 years old in September, dude. If you've been doing comics for this long,
right,
you ain't in it for the money, dude. You know, you're in it because you love the art. The guy that designed this figure, dude, he's doing it because he loves designing toys. When we get on Skype, we're talking about Disney Infinity. We're talking about, just like we're talking now, you know, why are you doing it? You doing it because you're trying to make a hustle, or you doing it because you love toys and
just to have the toy?
Right, man. And I think that's the difference with the like I say, retro blasting. They call it the maker movement. Yeah, people that are just making their own stuff. It's all. I think it's amazing. I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
everybody check out Night Stars on Indiegogo. That campaign looks amazing. We want. I mean, that's a good deal, honestly. $50, you get an over like 120-page hardbound graphic novel and a T-shirt and this figure. Are you kidding me? That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, this is a model on how to not get rich right here, dude.
That's a $50 figure. If that was in a retail store, you would be paying $50 for that figure.
Right. So yeah, that is the game plan. That is see if Hasbro offer you something like that. You know, they make you crowdfund their toys. You know, they can't even put it out themselves. They make you crowdfund Unicron or something.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Right, exactly.
Even Hasbro doing it.
I mean, Todd McFarlane crowdfunded one of his Spawn figure.
Spawn 1, yeah. The first Spawn figure redo. You don't think he has the money? You don't think he has the and I love Todd McFarlane. I think he's an inspiration. I got some of his I grew up on him. But yeah, you don't think he has the money? $1 million in a day. You know, wasn't that what it was? $1 million off top. Yeah. But we keep giving it to him. You know, we're like a battered wife. We just keep going back, man. We keep coming home, bro. Dinner ready as pizza. They punch us, they hit us, and we keep buying their toys, man.
That's just got to learn that there's other places to get that stuff now.
The problem with the oh man, they start drilling right when I start talking.
I do. My rooster's crowing, so we all, you know, live streaming. He's fucking awesome, dude.
Someone else needs to talk, man. I can't talk over this.
Okay, wow.
I can't hear it, mate.
I got it. So that's the problem with the fandom for comic books and for toys is that most people are purchasing things out of nostalgia. People are going back. They want reboots like the Sonic the Hedgehog reboot that IDW did, the Ninja Turtles reboot that IDW did. These are successful intellectual properties, but there's a lot of really great new characters. Exactly. Tailless is a perfect example of that. You know, I think Tailless could be a huge franchise, a huge character if we get the figures out there, if we get the exposure that we need. So we're coming up on 1 hour, so check out Night Stars. Everybody do check that out. So you can see how those figures come along. Obviously, check out Rokon on Indiegogo. We don't have a figure for this campaign, but we do have the coolest comic book in the whole goddamn world. And then there will be a figure soon. I mean, we're in the works with it. With the way that talking to Tim, talking to Latif, we'll figure this out. Alazmat, I'll talk to you after. I'll talk to you in private later on, and we'll figure that out. Back Tailless in outer space. Get that Keshi figure. Get that toy, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
so, Chris,
let's go.
We had a big day on the campaign yesterday. We hit 60 backers and crossed 3K at the same day. We are so close to upgrading this guy to the actual rubber material. Right. It's going to be absolutely beautiful when that does happen. So yeah. I want a rubber one. I want to be able to move his little tailless paw. That's like, you know.
I want to grab his sideburns and just twist them, just fold them down a little bit.
I want to find them in a bottle of yogurt, man. I want to find them in some of my food or something. That's what y'all need to do. Put them in a cereal box.
Hey, so let me ask you guys a question. So, are you guys using all the resources to the fullest of your extent in trying to get these toys and figures out there, like in terms of marketing and spreading the word, or do you feel like you're still like not at your fullest potential yet?
I don't know what else I can do at this point. Like I'm going on, I'm talking to every podcast I can talk to. I'm sharing it. I'm sending messages on Facebook. My belief is that the product that I'm offering, if enough people see it, if people see what I'm trying to offer, it's a no-brainer. Like, why would you not do it? Why would you not back that for a free toy, whatever?
Do you have a website for these products?
Yeah. It's in the chat. Nightstar's Indiegogo.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
Matt. So there's a toy available as a tier on Aria's campaign for Taylor's in Outer Space. There's also a toy available as a tier for Tim's campaign with Nightstars.
Okay.
Those are those are both in the comments.
Okay, cool. So then, so basically what it sounds like is you're starting out and you're scrapping from the bottom up. I think that you have the website up, so you got that. I think I mean, look, I don't mind having you guys on a show if on my streams if you guys got the toys to show.
Hell yeah.
I mean, definitely we can do that.
Absolutely.
But definitely you cling on to the small channels and build up that way. The more products you have to show, I think the more eyes will get on it because now people are gonna like, oh wow, that looks pretty nice. I mean, look at Cyberfrog, and let's be real for a second, okay? Let's have a real talk. Cyberfrog as a character, nobody really talks about him. They talk about the creator, Ethan Van Sciver, but not so much.
He made an action figure of himself yelling. You're right, but you're wrong, dude. Because everyone still wants a Cyberfrog.
Well, I was gonna get to that. Here's what I was gonna say: is that the character itself looks cool, and the fact that people are buying the figure is an indication that if the figure looks good, people will buy it because there's a huge market for it. So you have to just get enough products and entice the people, and then they will come and they will grow.
It's also audience though. Like his audience is massive at this point. So even if he's I wonder what the percentage of people that view his show buy his product. But I had the same thought yesterday. But again, it's eyes on the prize, man. That's why people do advertising. I really think that's what it is.
I think it's like 80% because he has a lot of money on his campaigns.
Right.
But I think that's going to help us all. Yeah, have you guys been noticing that lately? And I'm talking about in the last like 2 weeks. Ethan's been going on and streaming with other Comicsgate people like Zaid Comics and Michael Bancroft. Like he's been reaching out to people that lower on the rung. It used to be like just John Mallon, and if you weren't on the John Mallon level, you couldn't talk to Ethan. But Ethan has been really branching out and communicating, and that's going to help us because two things. He has a massive, massive following. Everybody in Comicsgate knows Ethan and is aware of all of his moves. And two, he's making toys now. Right. So he's kind of setting the precedent. He's letting the audience know, everyone that reads CG Comics know, okay, the next move is to make toys. Yeah, so we need to be – they're primed for it. So we need to strike now because he's got the iron hot. So we need to strike it now because all those fans, all those consumers – they're primed now to buy toys because they got the Salamandroid toy, they got the Bee toy, the Cyberfrog toy. So they need to have Rokon toys, Road Warrior Drake toys, and Taylor's in Outer Space toys, and they will.
So here's what you
Night Stars toys.
So here's what you got to do, and this is where you take a cue from Ethan because this is how Ethan does it. Whenever you see Ethan on stream, he's never on the screen without Cyberfrog in some kind of visual format, whether it's pages, the cover, the posters in the back, or not even the action figure.
Yeah, I need some posters. I need some Rokon posters.
When people see you on stream, they should see less of you and more of your toys or your figures. So that way, without you even saying it, you're advertising it and you're putting in their heads that, hey, that looks pretty cool. I might want that. So you want to start scrapping at the heap without putting in too much of the work. Let your products do the talking for you. So, like, for example, we should see some muscle figures, custom-made muscle figures on the screen right now. So someone comes on the screen, they're looking at it, they're like, hey, that's pretty cool. What is that? And they're staring at it. And the more that they're looking at, the more they want to, possibly consider even getting it. You whet their appetites that way. That's why I started on my streams. What I started doing was I now put copies of my book behind me when I stream, because now I got something to speak for me. I got a visual aid for people to kind of whet their appetites, and it's starting to work.
True.
The more you do these streams, and the more go on and people see these visual aids, the more they're gonna be like, "Hey, that's pretty cool. That looks awesome."
I agree with that, dude. I actually started streaming on Twitch yesterday and had a great show, and it was similar to your point. I was just drawing at the same time and talking and just kind of breaking down Ghostbusters, breaking down Go Monster Go, which is a book I do with Chuck Dixon on Archaven, and it's free. So you're back in the day, and this is what we talked about on stream, and I'm glad you brought it up. Back in the day, when you opened up a comic book, it was nothing but advertising. Like, dude, every 5 pages, it was like a Kool-Aid ad or a, whatever, Atlas bodybuilder ad or stuff. Right. You don't have that anymore. It's all house ads. When you open up, if I open up a G.I. Joe book or something like that, it's going to be ads for Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles, whatever. So your stream becomes your advertising in a weird way. That's what I'm thinking. And I think Ethan has just made his... that's his show, and that's his advertisement. You know what I mean? Like him doing whatever he's doing on there.
He's perfected it, right?
Right.
But
he was a big name before.
He was. He's very charismatic, so that helps him a lot too. So, like, it's not enough to turn a camera on and just start talking. I learned this over the years too. Like if you see my streams from like 2018 versus now, there's a very big difference in how I present myself. I'm realizing you got to be entertaining. You want to invest. You want people to invest in you, not so much your products, but in you. Because if you present a personality that's engaging and fun and entertaining, people will buy whatever you pitch to them. And if it's quality, that's like gravy on the meat. So first thing you want to do is be someone that people want to gravitate towards. So look in the mirror and say, okay, how can I be that man, that high value man that people want to gravitate towards? Maybe be more entertaining, be more laughable. Don't worry about
value.
Don't worry about offering hot take every once in a while.
I want to be a high value man.
Indiegogo platform. Yeah, dude, that's funny. Separate completely.
And here's the thing too, like you definitely always put that link Indiegogo link in the chat, but don't show it every so often because and I speak for myself, but I think a lot of people I've talked to say this too. Whenever you see the Indiegogo page on a stream, it's almost like a killer. It's like, oh yeah, I've seen this before. Even though it's a different product, a new product, it's like once you see that Indiegogo
well, that's why I never like to show
That's
the Indiegogos on screen because everyone can go and check it out by themselves. I find the whole process of scrolling through it on a stream tedious. I don't think anyone wants to see that.
Yes, honestly. Exactly. Like that. I'm glad to see that because that kills a lot of streams and a lot of these creators realize that it's like, okay, you're showing the Indiegogo, you're going to the page, which I can do on my own. You're boring me, so why am I sticking around? So look how Ethan does it. Look how engaging he is, and adapt that into your own model. And then again, make your backgrounds, or you make your avatar, not your avatars, but like make your backgrounds, add some kind of visual aid that points to your toys, the action figures, and get people wet without even saying it.
All right.
Yeah, I get what
that's good advice, Elasmat. Okay,
I give good advice. Holy shit! The world must be crumbling because I gave good advice. Wow. What the fuck's wrong with me?
So we're coming up on 10 minutes over the hour. Gentlemen, was this a good time, or do you think we should do it an hour later from now on? 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. Eastern time? What's better for y'all?
Makes no difference to me.
Yeah, easy for us, the middle of the hour.
Yeah, between those times drawing. So
I like this time because I can still get like a good workout in afterwards. So let's keep going with this time.
Yeah, I like.
All right. Let's just go round robin, everybody. And final thoughts. Try to keep it to a minute or less. I'll go first. Cool, man. Thanks everyone for coming on here. I'm gonna start looking for buyers for Colombian animal figurines that you can't get. I'm gonna start looking into having custom-made muscle figures, Kunikiman, and have those printed out to replace all the ones that my mother burnt and that Max sold in a garage sale, or was it the other way around? I forget. I'm going to start doing that. But the most important thing is I'm going to start figuring out how to have toys made of my original characters so that every time you back one of my issues of one of my books, you get a figure. That's the future. That's the future of CG. That's the future of comic books. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Aria.
I would suggest everyone heads over to the Adventures in Fearless and Outer Space Indiegogo and backs Keshi Taylor. Get one of these bad boys for yourself. Perfect in scale with classic muscle figures. You can make them fight. You can pose them alongside each other. Keshi Taylor's is absolutely beautiful. We've got Latif to thank for that. He is an absolute brilliant 3D artist. Like, look at this piece. It's absolutely gorgeous. Back in the day on Indiegogo. You know what? Check out the trailer as well, because that's quite fun. Yeah, Adventure in Fearless and Outer Space on Indiegogo. Check that out. On the Bargain Bin show this week, Monday, we've got Andy Smith, First Man #2. So yeah, check that out on my channel. That's it. Over the mouse.
All right, we'll show the trailer. You went through all the trouble, of making the fucking thing.
Volume.
No, you dude.
Can't hear it.
It looks awesome.
It does look awesome. I was going to say, like, without the audio, that thing was like eye-catching.
Let me try that again. It's like a 50.
Audio, man.
It's
let me ask
like
a question. As you fix that, let me ask a question.
It was good toy photography right there. Like, that looked pretty badass, man.
He got his own smoke machine and everything.
Yeah, it was cool.
Who does the toy photography?
Have you thought about licensing comic state characters to do most figures out of them, like certain characters? Has that been something that you've been thinking about?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
That's a great idea.
If you look on the CG sphere, look at it like maybe like a dual muscle figure of if not Cyberfog, at least like the characters from John Malin's Graveyard Shift, or Michael Derrick's Grayscale, Captain Love for the character.
That would be sick. That would be dope.
Ben, what are you doing, mate?
This trailer's causing a lot of technical issues, right?
Again, visually beautiful. I mean, it might sound like shit, but it looks great. So.
Oh no, it sounds good. Right.
It does. It sounds fucking excellent.
Well, you can't hear it.
Just not at this moment.
Right.
Don't worry about it, Ben.
I'm sorry.
You know what?
Play without the audio when you do the audio.
Well, why don't you share it, Aria? That seems to work better.
All right.
Anyway, what were you saying, Elasman? Licensing?
I was saying, like, if you thought about licensing characters from CG creators and creating, those particular figures, I think it would actually get more eyes on what you do, and get more people invested in buying from you, and then use that as a gateway to create your own characters in muscle format. I'm saying, like, the possibilities are endless to me. Like, pay a CG creator maybe like a certain amount of money, and then you can make the profits off the sales of those figures. And I think it's a good idea. I think again, it is a next step in the evolution of CG. And crossovers. Here's the thing, though: crossovers make a lot of money, and that's something CG creators have not taken advantage of. I think in your case, you might have the ability to capitalize on that and make yourself some money on that.
No, we're gonna do crossovers. I'm doing a crossover with the Immortal Asadi next year.
Yes, definitely.
All right, let's watch this trailer.
Do it, Aria.
Adventurers, beware. Evil lurks in the darkest corners of outer space. They're here to take over. Have no fear. Now you have the power to save the galaxy. Introducing Keshi Taylor, the 2-inch-tall defender of the galaxy.
You'll never stop us, Taylor.
Think again, bad guys. Take that. Well done, adventurer. The galaxy is saved. Keshi Taylor comic book and other merchandise now available on Indiegogo. Back the hottest crowdfunding book of the year. Adventure lies in your hands.
Very
Love
cool.
it. Love
Bad
it.
guys.
I like that so much, Aria, that I've decided that I'm just going to fucking rip you off when we bring out our little toys. I'm going to do a Hero Quest version.
Yeah, we're gonna do.
That is a cool idea, man.
I just like the little punch, man. When the guy punches the other guy, like it's just so anticlimactic. It was awesome. It was great.
I feel like if we
did
do
in the background, though, man, I was into it.
If we did a line of like, check out this guy. I'm gonna do solo layout. Like there's another collection I have of Greek monsters and gods. Like check out this centaur guy, who's a frequenter of the sloth strip club, and then I've got like Hades and like Achilles and Zeus and stuff like that.
Ben,
so like,
are they from the Greek yogurts?
Yeah, Greek yogurts.
Yeah, right.
Get it.
You get the Greek yogurt, you get Zeus in your yogurt. Colombian yogurt, you get a stripper sloth. So I really feel like the people that used to play Hero Forge, people that play Dungeons and Dragons, people that play Warhammer, those people are gonna want my toys. I have a good feeling.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a website called Hero Forge. I'm not gonna show it right now, but you can make your own Dungeons and Dragons mini, like customize it. So I think that's the future. Everyone just making their own figure and printing it.
There's nothing quite like getting someone else's IP, though, isn't there? There's something about someone else's ideas that makes you want to buy them. When it's your own, it's
different.
It's weird. People will still be spending, I reckon.
What do you mean?
You can consistently like customize your own stuff all the time, but when it's someone else's IP and they're bringing out,
oh no, that's what I mean. Like we're gonna design the figures of our characters, and then we'll sell those, and people will want those. That's what I anticipate.
I thought you meant people all over the world just making their own little figures.
No, fuck that. People aren't as creative as we are.
Yeah, they won't be able to.
They won't make figures as good as we will. Our figures are going to be better.
No, you're right. What I was saying was bullshit.
Yeah. The fuck, Max.
Sorry.
But they did have this cool toy program. Again, back to 3D printing. But it was called like Tinker Toys, or it was another company where you could design your own figure. Like a kid could design their figure in like a Photoshop kind of format, like put the pieces together like Lego Bionicles, and then print it out and play with it. And then it got bought by another company, and then I think it got bought by Mattel or Hasbro, and then just disappeared. Like so, it's like another one of these like cool ideas. It's like free energy, bro. Like they're taking it off the market before anybody can get to it. Dude. It was so cool.
I just don't see those do-it-yourself projects really taking off. I just don't see it.
But what if you had licensed that? What if you had like I don't know, Looney Tunes or something? You could mix and match parts, or you take. Yeah, they even made toys like this for Marvel where you can mix and match and stuff, and then print it out. I don't know. This just seemed like there was something cool to it.
I just don't think a lot of people.
I loved it.
A lot of bootleggers do that. They'll recast parts and then mix and match parts on their own and just make their own things. Kit bash.
Right. Well, I'm thinking of a kid's perspective too. You know what I mean? Like you wake up and you kind of like it's like a project you do. You know,
Yeah,
I think the move is, which Aria has already mentioned this. You just make all the hands the same, so that, and then you make weapons and accessories. So any weapon can go in any figure's hand. I think that's the move, because what you mix and match is them using different weapons, taking each other's weapons, taking each other's items. I think that's enough.
I say do it all, man. I say get crazy, dude. The 80s were nuts. You had so much different stuff out there. Like you gave me something on my birthday or Christmas. I didn't complain. You know, I'm playing with all of them. They're all going to end up in the same.
They're arguing over two different markets here. Like there's the market for
nuts.
You know, crazy customization, and then there's like the He-Man market where everything's sort of the same. You know, two different kinds of toys.
Right. Shit, dude. I'd play with Sectars, He-Man, Batman. Like they were all. It was all one giant battle going on at once. You know, every.
Shared
Oh, hell yeah.
Over here, anyway.
I got Greek gods eating frog soup over here, dude.
Right, dude.
So I have disclaimers. So when I was young, I had my He-Man toy. They made my sister's Barbie collection, and the less said, the better.
I will say this though, dude. My sister's dollhouse became Wayne Manor many a times. You know what I mean? So you just kind of make do when you're a kid.
What's Batman doing in Wayne Manor?
All the time, dude. She'd be crying and stuff, dude. And I'm just like, it's Wayne Manor now, baby. You know, put the Batcave, the little Toy Biz Batcave would go underneath. I'd put it on a table.
All right, boys.
It was all, dude. It's great. Good time.
Yes, Matt. I am always talking bullshit.
Let's wrap this thing up, boys. Tim, what else? What should people come away from this podcast remembering?
Definitely remember the Night Stars Indiegogo. We got about 25 days left. If you share it with your friends, if you back it at over the $50 tier, you're going to get a 125-page hardcover. You're going to get stickers, 3 retro stickers, a T-shirt, and then the possibility of a free toy. So share it out with friends. And I'm also doing a Twitch stream now where I draw and kind of go behind the scenes on comic book stuff. I've been lucky enough to do some things in the industry, and I think that gives me a unique perspective. So I just dropped that in the chat too. But it's just Team Laddie. It's going to be Team Laddie everywhere.
Team Laddie, yeah, man. Thanks a lot for coming on the show. I learned a lot about toys from you, man, and I'm definitely going to be watching that. Everybody, back that fucking project. Night Stars, are you kidding me? 125-page book and a T-shirt. I need to have this toy. This toy needs to be a thing. So
hardcover, yeah.
Everybody back that.
Back Night Stars.
All right, Latif, what's up? Give us our marching orders.
All right, graphite.bigcartel.com. If you see something you like, let me know. If you need figures done, you can contact me there or on Instagram at Graphite Toys.
Definitely follow that. Those are some awesome toys. Graphite, by the way, made the Keshi figure that we've been showing off so much. Yeah. So definitely top notch quality there. Elasman, what's up?
So I'm on the road, so I can't type. But if you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, shoot me up with those links on DM so I can take a look at it. Let's see what we can do about getting the word out there and getting more eyes on this, because I really believe you guys are sitting on a gold mine, and there's a lot of potential there. So let's see what we can do.
What's your Instagram? What's your Instagram?
Elasmat Comics.
Elasmat Comics.
Yes.
Yeah,
we'll stream. What kind of follow me there? That's following me there. So yeah.
Oh, you know what? I didn't play this one at the beginning. I'll play it at the end.
I think I know which one you're on about.
Yeah. I was so excited about it as well.
Just do it now. Just play it now.
Just do it now.
This is supposed to be at the beginning.
This is going to be our new opening, so that you all have an incentive to watch on time at the beginning, and then we'll just use it instead of an introduction. We'll use it as a conclusion, because we do whatever the fuck we want here.
Yeah, man.
Please welcome Max Headshrew, Aria Blackness, and your most gracious host, Ben motherfucking Jackson. Applause. 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 Applause.
Yeah, man. That's our intro from now on.
Dude, Max, you're strangely fit right in the Xerxes, dude. Like that was the best.
Mate, that was me. I had to work out for a week before I went down them stairs.
He's
buy a gold bikini.
He's got the best body in comic skate. Voted 3 years in a row.
Right.
All right, boys. I think that's all she wrote for today. Thanks for tuning in. Share the YouTube with all your friends. I really want a lot of people to watch this show. I really think toys are the way of the future.
Definitely.
Okay. That's all.
I'm out now, but I appreciate you guys bringing in.
Tier 1 Comics, Blackness Comics, Team Laddie, from our house to yours. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.